Maybe.
Yeah, you know what it is. Welcome to the best coast. Yo, it's Bronze Age nerd with that collecting elite. Big B McFly steady bringing the vintage heat. Pull up a seat, we diving in the stacks. Silver to the bronze, got the knowledge on tap. From Kirby's Kings to the mutants, wow. We breaking it down in that laid-back style. So grab your snacks, let the panels unfold. This is comic book chilling with the stories we told. Comic book vibes, we flipping them pages. Legends and lore from all the ages. Golden to the modern, we talk that news. With Big B McFly and the nerd cut loose. Yo, you tune into that Bronze Age flow. Where comics live and legends grow. Big B McFly in the cut, let's fly. Best coast, baby, comics are what saved me. Big B, yeah. So what saved me?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, it's Christopher, aka the Bronze Age Nerd, and I am joined by my co-host,
Bo Jackson.
Bo knows.
That's right. Don't make me angry. I'll break the bat over my knee.
Do you want to tell the folks at home what you're really going by these days, though?
Big B McFly, the comic guy.
Heck yeah. Just for those that may be tuning in for the first time, if you are tuning in for the first time, welcome to the show. If you're tuning in for the 100th time, thanks for still being here. This is Best Coast Comics. This is a show where we're going to break down kind of our weeks as comic book collectors, plus all the comic book news and all the community art that you guys have shared with us, all that kind of fun stuff. Before I get into that, though, and join my co-host with that, let's go ahead and just point out a couple quick things. First off, we are streaming on a few different channels. You might be watching us on Bronze Age Nerds channel. That's me. You might be watching on Big B McFly's channel or over on the EXP. And you might be watching on any of those channels in a vertical format, which is still something that we're getting used to. So if you're joining us via any of those methods, welcome in. There are links in the description for all the other channels if you want to go give them a follow. We would appreciate that. And last but not least, on the reminders and housekeeping front, I did point out last week that we are going to be doing a continuing claim sale on the last Monday show of every month. We do shows every Monday at 8 p.m. Pacific. So that means this month, the last Monday would fall on February 23rd. That's 2 weeks from today. So the show after next will be a claim sale show where we're going to be selling some of our finest comic wares. So come by and check that out. Plus, we are giving 10% of our profits from that over to Heroes for Heroes funding to make things happen for future Heroes for Heroes charity shows for our veterans. Okay, I think that covers all the announcements. How you been, Big B?
Getting better. Things were not great last week, so good to be here.
Yeah. But you're kind of on the mend.
Yeah, better. Not having the problems I was having last week.
Well, that's good. That's good, man. I'm glad to hear it. Hopefully everybody in our audience is doing well as well. Let's real quick. Let's say hello to everybody who did pop in here. We got GTK Comic with that first comment on any of the channels. Long time first commenter. He's so good at that. And then we also have Kenneth Bird joining us. Hi to everyone in here tonight. Hey, Kenneth, thank you for being here. We appreciate it. And then with the venerable bronze medal and my favorite comment so far, you guys can still top it. Don't worry. My wife asked me to carve the roast. I told her, sorry, it's time for the best coast. That's Shigeyuki Kikita. Absolutely love that. Thank you so much. Awesome. Space Case Collectibles 6018 is in here, says, yo, what's up, yo? We got Hydra Asylum, aka our producer Jay, holding it down on the flips and the switches back there. We appreciate that. Plus Cliff, how's it going, Cliff? We love seeing you. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. I do have one kind of, I guess, sad is the best way to describe it. Tragic is a different way to describe it. Bit of news that I do want to talk about real fast. Let me actually pull up something here if I can. So we unfortunately did lose a community member this week. Right. Which is sorry, I'm hitting the wrong thing here. I'm trying to show off his profile, which is really unfortunate. And it was just really kind of a gut punch to hear. It's been kind of a Oh, hard week, hard year so far. Let's just say that. This doesn't make it any easier. So there was Matthew. Matthew was a member of the community that a lot of us knew as Papa Wheelie. And unfortunately, he passed away. So it's just a really rough experience. We lost somebody in our community way too young. There's Papa, a picture of him before he was on Only Slabs a while ago, and he highlighted that on his post there. I know his mother shared that with some community members, and he was a real sassy guy, really just a character, spitfire. I think it's fair to say he had a lot of hardship in his life, and he still found ways to share his love through comics, which we definitely appreciate. All I can say is rest in peace, and hopefully, he's I know he's a big wrestling fan, a big Funko Pop fan, which is where Papa Pop came from. Hopefully he's up there, watching all the wrestling that he can right now, and surrounded by his pops, and rest in peace, and my heart goes out to his family. That's all I can really say about that. Did you know Papa? I don't know if you did.
Yeah, I'd been on a few streams with him,
Okay.
It's unfortunate. I don't know what else to say. I mean,
Yeah.
It just sucks.
Yep, absolutely. I think Cliff has a good point here. He's so missed already, especially his humor. Yep, he definitely, like I said, he was kind of a spitfire.
He didn't take any
sure.
crap either.
No, no, he definitely didn't. I just really feel bad for him and his family. And quick-witted. There you go. Always in.
Yep.
Participate in any way he could, and I love that about him too. That's the unfortunate news. Flipping the bird at folks, exactly his kind of signature move.
Always,
right there. That's a good way to put it. I know I missed some people in chat here. Real fast, I'll just make sure we say hello to anybody else who jumped in here. We have I'm gonna guess that's Fade Crew. Who farted? We all do it from time to time, man. It's just part of living. Just part of living. I saw a really great short. I don't really often talk about things I see on social media, but I saw a really great short where this mom was talking about, my daughter had a question, and her question was, how often does a cheerleader fart, or something like that? And so they broke it down, they did the math, and then they had a bunch of professional NFL cheerleaders in the comments, like replying back and trying to talk about it. And apparently the average is about 4 times per hour is kind of the human average. And they say that's about accurate.
Really?
So there you go. I guess I think about it, especially they're being pretty active and doing a lot of gymnastics there. Gotta let it fly. Cliff was just on Pop Culture Philosophers movie night talking about Gattaca. Hey, that's a great underappreciated movie. I think it kind of flew under the radar even when it came out. What's up, Comic Tropes? How you doing, Chris? Hopefully you had a good show over on Comic Tropes After Dark earlier today. I missed it. I'm sorry. Like usual, I'm busy, but I can't wait to catch it later on the rewind. A lot of love for Papa there. That's what we were talking about. It was quick-witted, and for making it good to you, don't eat poops. That's a good one. I mean, then again, I'm sure that would bring in the viewers, right? It's a freebie. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Love all the advice. Question mark. So I think we should jump right into the comic news. We do have some big stories to talk about. Well, I mean, we have some medium stories to talk about. Some that are kind of exciting here.
And you know what I think we should do just before we do that is invite people to post art before we jump into news.
I love it. Let's do that. Thank you very much. I'm a little off my game, but I can do that. Here's what I'll do.
I think we'll give people a little bit of time. Be a good idea.
Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll actually paste the link into the chat right now. This is the link for my free Discord server that you can go join. You don't have to go do this to share your art, but it's the easiest way for us to pull it up because we just follow along with everybody in it. And then there's a community art channel within that Discord. Once you join up, feel free to post any artwork you've created, digital, physical, doesn't matter. We do ask that no AI generated imagery would be great for that. I just realized I should say any artwork. Actually, I do draw the line somewhere when it comes to that.
I like sculpture though, and everything else.
Yeah.
I mean, then,
yeah, we've had sculpture, we've had all kinds of really anything. If you're a writer, you can share links to your work there, that kind of stuff too. That's also totally fine. Yeah. But you have all the rest of the show until the end of the hour, and then we're going to kind of show off that community artwork that we've collected over the last week in there. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Awesome gift from my family.
I like it too.
It's really, really a cool one. So the news, I did just threaten to talk about the news.
Let's change into our news clothes though.
I do. By the way, this is kind of interesting. So Comic Tropes makes this joke about explicit prawn there. By the way, Discord will be, there's a kind of a big news that's breaking right now about that, which is more of, general tech news. They're going to require age verification. So that is kind of interesting. I don't know. I don't remember the date that's coming up, but there's already some pushback and different things going on with that, but maybe consider that as something you might want to think about. If you are a Discord user, you're eventually going to have to possibly provide ID to verify that you're of age and all that fun stuff. So I mentioned that mostly because I do actually have a not safe for work section for sharing any kind of I call it as a joke because I do that thing where they call it about booty covers. So I have a booty covers channel where you can post explicit covers or panels or whatever, or art you've drawn or whatever. That's a good place for it. But that way people do not need to be exposed to it if they don't want to. We're talking about comics. If you're into indie comics, that's going to come right up to our first story here that we're going to talk about. This was a curveball, a left field curveball, but you know what, Big B is right. Before we go talking about this, I do have to quick make sure that we click into our change into our Clark Kent clothes. That's a tongue twister. Here we go.
Wow.
All right. So, and then we change right back out because those ties, man, they're just,
I feel like
absolutely brutal. So I know there had to be, okay. So I do have a press announcements about this too that I got shared with, and then Acres of Movies. I will get to a few of those questions here later on. Gonna roll into the news story first, but I do appreciate those, of course. Thanks, Stacy. So this is interesting because for those that don't know, there's been, I think it's fair to say from what I know, which isn't necessarily insider information, but just from a surface level, that there was maybe some animosity from Chaos Comics fans about part of this. And hopefully this brings a nice resolution to this and we can kind of move forward as comic fans and not be fighting over stuff. But for those that don't know, Brian Pulido founded or created characters like Evil Ernie and Lady Death, probably the two most famous ones. Obviously, a lot of other characters are involved in that universe back with Chaos Comics and kind of if you were big into metal and that kind of vibe, I guess you'll say. Really cool comics, bad girl art, that kind of stuff. Lady Death was obviously really popular for edgy, horror type stuff. I think, Chaos was known for that stuff as well. But some stuff happened, and it gets a little tricky. But the rights got tied up for Evil Ernie, and essentially the IP ended up. Long story short, ended up getting owned by Dynamite Comics, which I know is a sore spot for a lot of old Chaos fans. As you have, Lady Death comics are still being published. Brian Pulido was able to retain the rights to Lady Death, but you couldn't really, keep all that going. But there's now a collaboration coming, a co-publishing deal between Dynamite and now Coffin Comics, who does all the Lady Death and Purgatory and all that stuff. No, sorry, Lady Death and like what Chaotica and La Muerta and all that stuff. So there is going to be a little bit of a merger here. Actually, so I have this article up, but I want to go over to the kind of press announcement I got about that. And I'm just going to read it because I think it's kind of a fun one. This is a Nick Barucci from Dynamite and Dynamic Force's words. Well, this is one of the biggest announcements we've ever had. It's something that seemed impossible for many years, but now it's coming together. Dynamite's Chaos imprint and Coffin Comics are working together to bring classic material back into print, featuring all the characters. Brian announced it this past weekend at Sworn Fest, which is kind of Coffin Comics' big convention in Arizona that they have, where they have like creators and stuff there. And fans were overjoyed. It's a project we started discussing early last year, and it's really exciting. This was an embargo announcement from last week. Try to see if there's any other, a lot of stuff about when you could announce that information, which was last week. So we're past that. But Dynamite had a little press release about that as well. And then, here's kind of the ICV2 article about it from Bridget Alverson. So I think this is something that's really exciting. Here's some more words from Nick. Brian Polito and I go back over 30 years as two hardworking and strong-willed young guns in the industry back in the 1990s. His energy is unmatched in this medium and was always one of the most fun folks to work with in the early eras of Dynamic Forces. Chaos was always about rebellion and bringing electrifying art and ideas to the page. Bringing this boundary-pushing art back to print has been a major goal. Most importantly, this is something fans have wanted to see, and this is a reunion that feels so good. So that's really cool.
I like that art too. It looks really cool.
Yeah. I think it's it's going to start with some reprints, it sounds like, and some Kickstarter crowdfunding stuff, which I think both of Dynamite and Coffin are very familiar with. So I think that's a comfortable model for them, and then we'll see what it leads to. So that's awesome.
That's cool. That's really cool. Super cool.
And we got Weird Dopes in the chat. What's up, Weird? How's it going? And Awesome Sauce is joining us on the vertical stream. What's up, Awesome Sauce? Thanks for being here. So yeah, I'm always excited to see things like rights issues for characters and publishing and original creator owned type stuff being separated from the creator always kind of bums me out. So I'm excited to see this.
A lot of stuff got tangled up in the 90s, like weird agreements, and people lost rights to their characters, and
exactly.
Now getting them back. So it's interesting.
Yeah, it's stuff I'll definitely love to see. Let's keep it sort of Dynamite related here, since this is kind of a natural segue. Let's go for another ICV2 article here. This one's from Jeffrey Dom Sanchez. And I mean, this is, has bigger implications than Dynamite, but obviously Dynamite does Vampirella comics now. So Frank Frazetta's spicy Vampirella #1 painting heads to the auction block. Now, I unfortunately, even though it's art, it probably won't be showing the whole image here. If you do want to go to this article, you can see the whole image if you've never seen it before. It's definitely a gorgeous Frank Frazetta painting. But Heritage Auctions has placed Frank's original cover painting for Vampirella 1 onto the auction block for February 27th to March 1st in their comic art signature auction. This painting is considered to be one of the most iconic horror covers ever. It depicts the first official appearance of Vampirella in comics, a vampire heroine created by Forrest J. Ackerman and Trina Robbins. It was published by Warren Publishing back in 1969 with this color cover and black and white interior images. In the late 60s, Warren and Frazetta collaborated with Robbins to come up with a design for the new heroine. It was inspired by Barbarella, starring Jane Fonda. There we go. So yeah, just really cool. This is interesting. I didn't know this. If people knew this, I'm really curious. Apparently, Frazetta wasn't a big fan of Vampirella's signature scantily clad red costume and high-heeled boots. In 1991, he altered the painting to make it a nude by painting over the costume, boots, and collar. There are very faint traces left on the piece indicating that these details were removed. Vampirella's hip has a bright red color near the top. Her bare feet are boot-like with no toes. And there is a trace of her collar along the neckline. The painting is signed and dated in 1991 by Frazetta. The matted area is 21 by 15. And the painting is currently at $150,000 in pre-bids with 21 days to go. Damn. That's a cool tree cover, by the way.
It's Frazetta. I mean,
yeah. Yep.
That's going to go for a bit.
Who did that? In memory of Frank. Doesn't say who the artist was. That's interesting. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, that's pretty, it doesn't say.
Yeah, I'm sure I can find out. I'm sure somebody in chat will tell it. Tell it like it is. You know, I know, Awesome Sauce, that you think the YouTube gods will be kind. In my experience, they are not. And
no, we've already had to go to remedial YouTube training.
Yeah, I've been in YouTube jail before for my booty cover thumbnail and some talking about a Kickstarter, by the way, that didn't even have anything bad in the Kickstarter, but there was one of the link descriptions contained some text.
The word, it had a word in the description that they didn't like.
They got flagged.
So we had to read some horrific stuff.
it was truly an eye-opening educational experience. And I'll be honest with you, if I was only streaming to my channel, I probably would show it. But since I am streaming to a couple other channels, I don't want to get them in hot water, especially with the EXP and Big B. Well, I guess all the other channels I'm streaming to. Mine, I would be more cavalier about it, but I don't want to hurt anybody's fifis on YouTube.
You know, I mean.
Diddy Smother
we've already been in YouTube jail once.
Diddy Smother and Cassie wants to know if we believe in UFOs and what about Element 115. I'll tackle that real fast. For me, I believe there are extraterrestrials. I don't necessarily think they've ever come to Earth. I don't see any convincing evidence of it. Not to say that it hasn't happened and we just don't know about it. But in Element 115, I'm not familiar with the latest on that, but I think that has something to do with Area 51 and Roswell recovery of supposed alien craft or something. Yeah, hey, more power to you. Maybe you could educate me about it, but I don't know a lot about it. Are you a UFO believer, Big B?
Yeah, I think the universe is a little big to think we're the only ones out there. So yeah.
I tend to subscribe to that idea that, like, if there's alien life out there, we probably wouldn't even be able to understand it or recognize it. Because it's probably so different from what we expect. It's not going to be like Klingons with, bumpy foreheads, basically, in other words. So that's kind of where I'm at, I guess, with that.
We need the universal translator.
Yeah.
The
universal greeting.
That's right.
The current painting doesn't look nearly as cool. Archivist Drift says, it's kind of interesting. That is that he didn't like the costume. Like, that's news to me. But yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting. I bet when he painted over it, he didn't realize how valuable it would have been unaltered, probably. I mean, still valuable, but
it is interesting. I wonder if it, like Tropes was saying there, I wonder if it would sell for more. By the way, if anybody needs reference for a costume, I just realized I do have her. Sarah Frazetta sent me this figure that they released from Icon Collectibles, and so that's the costume we're talking about,
right?
So maybe that'll make Awesome Sauce happy. I don't know. Great figure, by the way, in more ways than one. Trope says he painted over a bunch of his paintings to make them nude, let them sell for more. Yeah.
Okay.
So the vertical, so there are two, and actually, Weird Opes, from what I can tell from your comment, you're watching on the vertical stream. So it looks like Hydra Asylum linked you to the landscape version of our stream, which is kind of what we're more used to. So, like, for example, I have to be aware that if I don't sit like this, I'm not centered in the vertical.
We're not centered, yeah.
And it's something that's hard to get used to. So I do try to pay attention to it more and more each week. But the cool thing is, it's very obvious to me that YouTube does share out that stream more, so we get more folks in that probably weren't familiar with us on other settings, and we see a few of those each week, and that's really cool to kind of get some more people in here watching and different walks of life and asking us about UFOs and all kinds of stuff, right? I mean, I love
our Sunday art stream. My vertical got like over 100 views while we were live, and the landscape got like 12 or something. So
That's us, Tropes. That's us. Oh shoot, I guess I did have one more announcement. Speaking of nothing, actually, I don't know what reminded me of this. March 7th, I'll be at Emerald City Comic Con. Actually, I do know what reminded me of this. I was thinking of Comic Tropes, and he's kind of in our area. And I don't know if you're going to be there, Tropes, or if anybody in chat or Big B or anybody's going to be there. But if you are going to Emerald City Comic Con this year, I'll be there on Saturday on a panel with Comic Tom 101 and Joel Gibson and a few other people talking about how to get people into comics and what can get people reading. So if you want to come check out that panel in the morning, that'd be awesome. And if you want to come say hi, please do.
I'd gladly travel with you if you are willing to put up with my gimpiness.
I'm as long as you're willing to put up with mine. And then I'll jump. I know we were talking about some of these movie ones earlier, but this is kind of a news thing in a way, because I'm sure there was a Super Bowl trailer. I didn't watch the Super Bowl. I'm sure there was a Super Bowl trailer for Disclosure Day, and a lot of other movies. That's a really interesting looking trailer. It's the first trailer I've seen in a long time that made me really wonder what's going on in that movie, you know, since like some of the Shyamalan or some of the Nolan stuff has made me feel that way. So I'm interested. It definitely was a reptilian style blink in that trailer that I saw. So
I have not seen any of the Super Bowl ads or anything. I was busy yesterday. So
yeah, I saw a couple ads, and I was hoping maybe you'd seen like the trailers. I know there's a new Supergirl trailer that dropped. I did see the Mandalorian trailer, which was more of a spoof on the Budweiser Clydesdale beer commercials. It really wasn't like a Mandalorian and Grogu footage trailer. I doubt that happens in the movie, but it was really fun because they have like a team of Tauntauns like leading a hover sled or something. So
it's cool. Yeah, I totally spaced. I needed to do that. It's been a wild couple of days.
I don't think you missed too much. Do you believe humans can only under very special circumstances?
Define humans.
If there's a He-Man 2, do you want Extendor to have a big scene? Oh man, I'll be honest. I haven't watched He-Man since I was a wee lad. I don't even remember Extendor. Is that like a stilt leg kind of guy or something? I don't remember.
Maybe like an extending arm or something like that.
Maybe.
I'm sorry. I'm down on my He-Man lore.
Yeah,
my Motu lore.
I remember the quote unquote, you know, bigger characters for sure, but I had a bad experience with He-Man. I lost my 2 front teeth playing He-Man. My parents, for whatever reason, all I could say was the 80s. They had like this giant porcelain green elephant, so I'd pretend that was his battle cat. And I was on top of that, but the thing is it wasn't balanced very well. And so I fell off that and I landed on some like bricks on a fireplace or whatever, like a fireplace pad. And I knocked out my 2 front teeth, and I was playing He-Man, you know, I was doing the whole, like, I have the power thing. And that's when that happened. So I had a bad experience with He-Man.
Ow.
Clearly I'm not He-Man. I'm just Adam all day long.
You just hadn't transformed completely when you fell over.
That's what it was. I needed to eat a can of spinach or take some steroids or something. That's what I think needed to happen.
Yep. Hold on to the sword just a little bit longer.
Yeah. Okay, sweet. You'll be there on Saturday. That's awesome. Hopefully I get a chance to run into you. It's always good to bump into you. No, yeah, you're invited.
Remind me if you're I won a Spawn thing from our buddy, and he's like, hey, if you're not there, can I give it to Bronze? I go, you're gonna have to ask Bronze.
From which buddy?
From James from Nerdy Musings. I was the winner of his big omnibus Spawn thing.
Oh, okay, right on. That's awesome. Congratulations.
So yeah,
I can't wait to pack an omnibus all around all day.
I know. I was like, it's really heavy. You'll have to ask Bronze. I don't know if he's going to want to carry that all over the show. So,
I need
like,
to.
well,
I need to.
I can take it to his car.
That's funny. I liked the He-Man trailer again. I mean, I'm not up on the lore or anything like that, but I thought it was pretty cool. Like it's about as good as I could have hoped for.
Yeah, I thought it looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Though I saw some people complaining. They said they thought the guy that they picked was good, but that they should have maybe beefed him up a little bit with CGI for the He-Man scenes because he's just not quite ripped enough. They thought. But.
Yeah, I love the we got to have more realistic beauty standards, and there's all the talk about that, and then we have He-Man, and it's like, oh, he's not buff enough, it's like,
right. Well, he's supposed to be He-Man. Come on.
I thought he was pretty. I thought
he looked good.
Pretty good.
Just he wasn't just like cut all over the place. Like
the biggest thing is I remember seeing his before he got cast images, because I wasn't familiar with that actor, and then seeing like the shape he got into for the role. Like, I mean, I think he did a great job.
Cliff, I wasn't saying that. I saw somebody online complaining
that. Comic Tropes, my panel with all those fine folks will be at 11 a.m. in room 346. The official name of the panel, too, if you go to look for it, is Where Do You Start Collecting Comic Books? So March 7th, Emerald City Comic Con, in room 346 at 11 a.m. Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. I love it. I love it. I
can't start collecting comic books anywhere you can.
That's true.
Right here, right now.
It's going to be interesting. We're going to have apparently a couple of Zoom calls to kind of discuss what we're going to talk about beforehand. And I'm looking forward to talking to all those fine folks.
Yeah.
And seeing what everybody has to say.
Interesting group you've got.
Yes, it's we got some creators. We have some, some YouTubers, some collectors. I think that's gonna be fun. I can't wait. I've never actually been on it. I've hosted panels. You've been there for that. I've hosted panels. I've never been on a panel, so that's kind of cool. Can scratch that off my bucket list. I've never been to ECC either, so almost forgot to see.
ECC, Senor.
Emerald City Comic Con, the convention for comic collectors.
I am definitely angling for the job as He-Man. That's right.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, I'm behind that casting. So this was kind of fun. I like seeing comics and comics related things do well. This comes to us from Bleeding Cool. Comics the magazine gets over 100,000 orders for its first issue.
Nice.
Yeah, that's really cool. So Comics the magazine is going to debut with an Absolute Batman issue. I'll show you some art and stuff from the cover here later on here. The team behind Comics the magazine includes industry veterans from Valiant, Skybound, and AWA Comics. The first issue features exclusive Absolute Batman content, creator interviews, and the return of Chew, which is exciting. Hey. So shout out to the team over at Prana Media, also Adam Freeman. You can check out Adam Freeman, I believe on Tuesdays, correct me if I'm wrong, Jay, on the EXP, which is one of the channels we're streaming on right now. So kind of cool to see that. In fact, this actually might have been from that show. I'd actually be curious. There's some screenshots here, but they're excited
for getting 100,000.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, heck, man, if I had 100,000 subscribers, I'd probably shave it off for a while too. There you go. You can quote me on that and remind me someday.
100,000 subscribers.
I'll
remind you tomorrow.
If that'd be nice. If I had 100,000 subscribers, I would definitely be cool with that. So yeah, that's kind of a nice little fun bit. And I'm just excited to see them. Here's the cover, by the way, I was talking about. I'm just excited to see them get
I love that.
Some awesome numbers for their debut. I mean, 100,000 is nothing to sneeze at.
Is that Dragotta on the cover?
Yeah. I'm right there. There's the signature. It's Dragotta and I thought it was Frank Martin.
Is it several different artists that they with the torn art?
I think this is just Dragotta and his team, but
Oh, okay.
colorist Frank Martin, and it says Rico there too. I don't know. Is that somebody? Yeah, I'm not sure if that's somebody
They
else.
did a good job like varying the style of the inking and the tones and stuff. So it's good.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I think it's really fun, and that's a slam dunk. I mean, talk about the Rico Renzi is the designer there apparently.
I wonder if, as they said, they're going to do the return of Chew in this one. I wonder if they're going to be like doing like debuts of different characters. You might see like first appearances of characters and stuff in their magazine, that kind of thing. That'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, definitely would be interesting. So they have a feature called the Pull Box Power Rankings. It's gonna be backed by sales data. I know. I hope I'm not speaking out of turn here, but I know that there's people involved in this that are very interested in the analytics of comics. So it'll be interesting to see, what they advertise for their sales data and everything. It has a creator roundtable facilitated by Stray Dogs' Tony Fleece, and the return of comic book Chew by John Layman and Rob Gilroy within its pages, and a price guide as well.
Oh, so we're getting kind of a Wizard magazine kind of thing going on.
It's going for a bit of that vibe for sure. Like,
yeah, that's kind of interesting.
So I'm excited about that. I think that's really I think it's gonna be fun. I want to check it out. I actually think I barely knew about this, and now I'm hoping I can snag an issue to check out that first experience. So
yeah, it looks
really
cool.
Go. Ask your LCS. Obviously we're past FOC on this, so yeah. Hopefully I'll have
ask everybody in the chat, how many of you got Orc? Did you see that thing? That thing is hot.
Oh, the comic. Yeah.
The Orc. Yeah.
Kind of an awesome sauce, kind of a modern day Wizard-ish kind of thing. I mean, I think people have been feeling the need for that. I know there's places that try to fulfill that, but yes, with the price guide part, that's definitely speculation. Was kind of, I won't say it's what Wizards' downfall was, but they definitely had some issues. Oh, it's going to second print. That's cool.
Already going to second print. Wow.
Secure your rare second printing out there, folks. I'm pushing speculation right now.
Well, the art on the cover is pretty beautiful. I mean,
it is.
Could make it collectible in and of itself.
So along the same lines, we're talking about analytics and data here and things doing well. I want to talk about this. I'll be completely honest. This caught my eye because of the graphic novel featured here. The Warriors graphic novel is one that I read to my daughter. Pretty cool. But yeah, so obviously it's a great story beyond that. This is from Bridget Alberson again over at ICV2. Comics Pro sneak peek. Graphic novels stay strong in the book channel. One of the things I thought was neat was the graphic novel sales as tracked by Circana Bookscan were up year over year in 2025. If you go down to the actual numbers here, it says that it went up 5% in 2025 compared to the year before, with a 42% increase since 2020. And the quote is here, "We have retained a fair amount of our new readers, particularly in manga that we got during the pandemic," she said. And I would say that this is the new benchmark for us as an industry. Unit sales of adult graphic novels rose by 9% and juvenile by 4%, while young adult, a very small category, declined by 35%. So I think that obviously on the whole, we're up on numbers, but that's kind of the breakdown of how those.
I find that stuff pretty fascinating. Like when they start talking about, we talk about like comics. When we talk about comics as a whole, a lot of times we don't think of like all of the indie scholastic, all that stuff, and like how powerful comics still are. People are, oh, comics, where are they as popular as they used to be, blah, blah, blah. But like graphic novels and everything reaching out to a whole new generation in different ways is pretty interesting.
I agree. Going back to the Warriors thing real fast, the top growing properties in the juvenile category in 2025 were the Warriors books from Harper Alley and Wings of Fire, which is another favorite of my daughter's. Dogman, I Survive from Graphics, and the single volume The New Girl, which I definitely checked out. I think it's for a little bit older than my daughter, but you might want to check it out if you have kids and want to suggest them a book. But I thought that looked interesting too. It's really about the bestsellers getting bigger, she said. It's a lot of box sets and series. In the superhero category, the bestsellers were DC Comics Compact Comics, which we've talked about their success before and how well they've done.
Right.
And Marvel Comics Premier Collections, DC's Absolute Universe, no surprise there, and Invincible, also not terribly surprising, but fun to see.
Yeah. Cool.
And then I'll just recap the Asian category, East Asian category stuff. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Steel Ball Run, Dan to Dan, Blue Lock. Somebody will have to help me with the pronunciation. Gacha Kuda. And Solo Leveling, all of which have anime on Netflix or Crunchyroll, and Vagabond Definitive Edition, which does not, but is a deluxe edition similar to Dark Horse best selling Berserk hardcovers. Pay attention to the release schedules and what's playing on Netflix and Crunchyroll, because that's a real direct line between that and what's popping. So,
Very cool.
Poops Man definitely needs to up that readership by a lot. I agree, Chris. Having Absolute Batman on the cover doesn't hurt. It's the only hottest thing in the comics. Testify. Oh, for the for the last story we're talking about, 100%. I agree.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, what's up, Roscoe? How you doing? Thanks for being here,
Hey.
man. So you were saying you were over on Roscoe's show earlier tonight, man?
Yeah, I just threw some art in the. I threw a piece of art in the community art that I did over there. I jumped in his show late, so I just got home from work and they were doing a draw some of your favorite characters infected by John Carpenter's The Thing. So,
oh, okay. That's funny. So I've been trying to kind of look at film creators, auteurs, whatever you want to call them, directors, basically, of things that I've really liked some of their projects, and I've been trying to go back and kind of watch more. And the one I've been doing the last couple weeks is John Carpenter.
I've noticed a lot of the stuff in your playlist stuff has been, I'm like, oh, those are really, yeah. I mean, a lot of like nostalgia and the stuff that you've been putting in there. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll cop to it, having watched probably like 5 or 6 movies in the last couple of weeks that you've thrown in there.
Nice. That's awesome. So I mean, not I don't know if anybody cares about this, but I watched or rewatched, because I didn't remember them very well, the original John Carpenter Assault on Precinct 13, The Fog, and Christine, which Christine I definitely had seen before, but I know the book more than I know the movie. I just didn't remember it.
Yeah.
And I mean, my favorites. One of my favorite movies of all time is The Thing. So
yeah,
that's.
I just watched a whole long thing about like who's infected and who's not at the end of the movie. Like this whole big long.
People will debate round and round about whether or not Childs is infected or at the end there. McCready and Childs are the spoilers if you've never seen The Thing. Came out like a year before I was born or something like that. So I think we're good.
I watched The Thing. I watched Terminator 2, Aliens. Gosh, what else? Pacific Rim. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. We as a family, we just watched Pacific Rim a couple nights ago.
Some of that stuff is like comfort food. It's like, oh yeah.
Guillermo del Toro was another one. I was kind of
I saw that. Pan's Labyrinth and a whole bunch of his other stuff in there too. So yeah.
I think the only one I actually need to watch for him is his Pinocchio and Crimson Peak. I think are the two that
I haven't seen Crimson Peak either. I've seen pieces of it. It looks interesting, but I love his imagery.
Hydra Slime has a really good point there about the language at the beginning of the movie.
Oh, really? If you speak Norwegian at the beginning, does it spoil the whole movie?
Not the whole movie, but it definitely, like, they just plainly say some stuff that isn't translated, like in subtitles or whatever. And also people have back and forth thoughts about this, but there's a okay. If you're really into this, sorry, turn your ears off for like 30 seconds or 15 seconds. There's a remake of The Thing that everyone thinks is a remake of The Thing that came out like 2018 or something.
I've seen that one. Yeah, it was actually.
It's not a remake. It's actually a
Prequel.
prequel.
Yeah,
but
good.
it was billed as a remake. I think
Yeah.
everybody thinks it's a remake, unless you watch it all the way to the end and pay attention, in which case you realize it's actually a prequel.
It's actually the Norwegian base.
It literally the ending shots tie into the beginning shots of the it's
absolutely.
It's like Rogue One and A New Hope.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's not a great movie, but if you love the John Carpenter film, it's worth watching.
It wasn't terrible. It was enjoyable.
Yeah. It has a lot of issues, but I think mostly they fought for practical effects and were basically told to save money, which is so ironic that they had to use more digital effects, which is a lot of people's chief complaint about the film.
Right. Yeah,
They Live. It's fantastic. Awesome sauce, by the way. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off there, baby. But yeah.
That's right.
It's fantastic. And and Keith David, just like we're talking about, he plays Childs in The Thing. John Carpenter tends to reuse actors quite a bit. It's very fun to watch. Wish I had more practical effects. Yeah, exactly. Speaking of Roddy Piper's character in They Live, the character from Assault in Precinct 13 that plays the prisoner is very much like his character. Like they feel like they're brothers or something.
So that's interesting.
Yeah, to me at least. Okay, so
sidetracked by movies. There we go.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of it's about what we've been doing, what we've been up to, right? That's right. I don't think there's a lot of other huge news. There is something else. I didn't have a chance to deep dive on this, but I pulled it for the show. I'll bring it up real fast. Apparently, there's some changes coming for Tim Drake in comics, and Jim Lee's Batman 6 cover may have spoiled it. If you don't want spoilers, again, maybe turn your ears off for a little bit here. Don't watch, but it's basically, I think that the gist of it I got from here is basically kind of stepping down as being a Robin character, a Bat family character. But it makes me wonder if we'll really see that stick. I don't know. Just thought it was kind of cool. So there's going to be a little bit of there's been a romance kind of thing going on, and I guess they're just going to kind of keep going down that path. It looks like. I'm not up on the current storyline here, but
I hope they don't do that. They usually, when they have somebody step down or something like that, they fridge the character.
This looks more like retiring for happily ever after, kind of.
That's usually what happens, and then they fridge them. It's like, you quit being a superhero, you're dead.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think I'll pull one more here. I had a couple other things. If you guys do go to my Discord server, which I have the link for in the description, and we posted earlier in the chat, you'll see some other news articles, and you're more than welcome. If anything you see and you're like, hey, I hope you guys talk about this or whatever, you can always go in there and post it. I'm not the only one that posts in there. If there's stuff you want us to talk about, throw it in there. Yeah, we'll see it. I thought this was cool. Like kind of going again with that positivity of seeing comics do well or new comics getting launched or whatever. Spawn's universe is expanding with a new She-Spawn series, and it's going to be written by Gail Simone, which is pretty cool. So I didn't catch the artist here again. This is kind of one of those ones I got later on. Illustrated by is it Iguara from Arkham Knight and Teen Titans? That's cool. There's a cover for it right there. But and by the way, here's that Mandalorian Grogu. There's a still from that trailer I was talking about. So that's cool. That's a really cool cover.
So is she the character from Scorched then?
So it is, I think it's Jessica Priest, right?
I haven't been reading Scorched or anything, but I just seen her on the covers.
Yeah, I know she was on that. She-Spawn will focus on Jessica Priest, who has been the lead in Image Comics as the Scorched comic for close to 50 issues. I know that features a lot of the characters, and then she was in the original run though for a while, right? Yeah. So but that's going to be releasing on May 6th, by the way, since I talked about that. I want to make sure everybody gets a chance to check it out. And then there's a couple, there's something from a couple authors, twin takes on things. George R.R. Martin talking about how there was no plans to finish up any of his books if he dies. He says they simply won't be finished. And then on the flip side, one of the more prolific fantasy authors, Brandon Sanderson, was giving an update about how he's going to be hands-on involved in the Mistborn and the Cosmere stuff over at Apple TV Plus, if you're interested in that. And that he did confirm that Mistborn is supposed to be a movie, and Stormlight Archives is supposed to be a TV series. But he said it's all kind of still in flux, and he's got creative control over all of it, which is really cool. And then, oh, you know what? Actually, there is one other thing. Somebody else posted this in my Discord. We were just talking about that, and I think this is a good one to talk about. I just saw his tweet about it or whatever. It didn't really see too much about this, so this is kind of fresh for me too. But Alex Ross is going to be doing Marvel Dimensions, where he kind of reimagines the Marvel universe. I think they have that right. It's 112 page. What's that?
I think I saw a piece of promo art for that.
Oh, okay. 112 page. Well, I don't know what happened there. Graphic novel that is going to be released in September. Much of the story is being kept under wraps, but it's meant to be both a tour of the classic Marvel universe and something much more expansive. It's said to be a work that experiments in both art and form and could introduce upwards of 200 new characters. I don't know why it's doing that when I try to highlight text. There we go. That's insane.
Let's see, 200 new characters. That's you know, we saw what happened with there we go. That's the art that I saw.
I don't see. I heard something about character reimaginings, and I don't see any indication of that on here. Obviously, these are all kind of their classic, you know, what I'd expect from Alex Ross, basically. But very cool.
You know, when they did Earth X, he had a lot of different character reimagining. So
yeah, we were just talking about that on one of our podcast shows, and I absolutely love Earth X, and Kingdom Come, and I mean, you got just pretty much anything Ross has been involved in. Hey, what's up, John? How you doing, sir? And there's some good Tim Drake in his era of Teen Titans and 90s sidekicks. DC has never been kind to Connor, Kent, Bart Allen. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But there is some good stuff out there for sure, especially in his Titans era.
John, how you doing?
So, didn't want to forget that one.
Did you talk about last week about the pickup of the licensing of the book that you FOMO'd on?
Well, I didn't show off my pickup, but I can.
Oh, well, you should, and you should talk. That's a piece of news, right?
There you go. I guess we can use that as a segue. So, thanks for letting everybody know I FOMO bought a book, baby. No, I was going to talk about it anyway.
No, I think you preemptively bought a book, and you didn't FOMO. You didn't buy it at a high price. So,
I know how to do this. There we go. So what Baby's talking about is Sex Criminals got option. I actually think I put it in the title of the video, and I never even talked about it. But this is a really nice looking copy I found on eBay. Kind of lucky timing there, and
we were talking about it, and I go, well, that's going to go through the roof, and you're like was less than an hour later, you're like, yeah, I bought one.
And the funny thing is, I actually bought one I bought one like minutes later. I just was like, it took me a while to send you the text. And then while I'm at it, actually, you know what? I'll shout out to Kyle pushes that book like he has a stake in it. So speaking of stakes, I'll actually just show off on a few other things. I got some stuff from Gamma Based Comics I've been waiting on for a bit. I know he's been doing a lot of stuff. Shout out to Scott. Hope everything's okay, other brother. And I got some more stuff coming later on, a couple more packages. But I did get some stuff I'd had ordered, including, I mean, like I FOC ordered this, and I'm getting it now. So yes, it's very late, but he's had some stuff going on. Monsters 3 from Mark Spears. The cover that has this cover will always remind me of Bigby, because he did a really awesome piece that's very like this.
Batman with Superman coming at him in the Batarangs, like with the Batarangs, like 2 years before that came out.
Yep, and love that piece that Bigby did. And then this is the Stegman cover for Deadpool and Batman #1, which
is great.
Which I thought wasn't that like a second printing or something, or did that go to second printing? Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. And then a couple of classic books. This is a little rougher copy, but Captain Marvel 20. I've been kind of working on a Captain Marvel run, especially the Jim Starlin era stuff. So this is like what, third Drax and a couple other characters, basically.
Early Thanos.
Yeah, early Thanos.
It's Marvel.
Yeah.
Bronze.
Not until they had the hyphen. Good joke. Solid joke. And then this was my big pickup of the week. Even though I picked it up a while ago, and it was nice to finally have it. X-Men 96. Not to be confused with X-Men 97, the wonderful show, and one issue later in the comic series. But
I always love the yellow cover on that.
Yeah, I don't know. My camera is like kind of wanting to wash it out. I'll try to hold a little bit closer there, but this really high grade copy.
Nice.
First Moira McTaggart. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And then I'll have some stuff coming in next week too. I can kind of show off. I'm not really buying a lot, but the selective, and I bought some of that stuff a very long time ago. So, but yeah, I think we should probably show off some of that wonderful community artwork. What do you think?
I think you're probably right. Get that earworm going for Jay.
We got to get the earworm going here. We got a little intro to play to show you some of the community artwork from the past. Check this out.
Sent from you to us, it's art for all. At Best Coast Comics, we answer the call. Fans and creators, bold and smart. Join the line for Comic
Excellent.
There's so many talented people in our community.
Jay, I'm not gonna fall for it right now. We're too close to wrapping up the show for both of those to drop. But
Maybe
here's
at
what I'll
the
do.
end.
I'll give you the super short version.
Anna with your smoky eyes, dancing through ballerina, kiss me goodbye. You throw
Oh, sorry, my mic was still muted there. Apparently, sorry. Don't say I never gave you nothing. There's what you get. Oh, your mic is still muted, by the way, too, Bigby. It's because I stopped it early. I think it does that. There we go.
Okay. All right.
All right, on to that community artwork. Don't worry, I'll make all the images a little bit larger here. I think that was the last piece we showed last week. So we've had some great stuff from Headless Hammerhead recently. He's been doing some card game cards for a Mesoamerican game. This one is for a third-party folklore supplement for Shadow Dark RPG, and this is the Ragman. Let's see if I can make that a little bit larger for you guys. There you go.
That's really cool.
Yeah, actually, that's freaking awesome. I love.
It's great.
Yeah, I know this probably isn't intended, but it looks like it's like rain bouncing off the character a little bit to me, like the
yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
This is very, very well done.
Yeah,
I'm so glad to see that he's getting like work doing like stuff for a game company. So I'm assuming he's getting paid then. So that's good.
Yeah, that's really cool. And hopefully he doesn't mind me saying this, because if you're part of my Discord server, you'll see this. Shout out to him too, because he had a weight loss milestone he shared, which is really, really awesome. So props to you, Headless. And then
okay,
yeah, that's cool.
There's much more progress on that. I'll have to post. I thought there was more in here, but okay.
There might be. Let's see. This is from Comics Limited, aka Travis. That's cool. Making some progress on that.
Yeah. I'm
liking it.
Beautiful.
That's actually, it's reminding me a little bit of your style a little bit there.
He's doing a lot of inking of my stuff.
Okay.
And he said he's trying to get the feel of my style. So we'll see if I start to have a bad influence on him.
Well, I'm glad I caught that in that there. This is from Erwin Papa. Hold on. Did he have a?
Nice.
This is from 2018 or 2019. He says more panels. I think from that comic he was sharing last time. If you're familiar with what we were showing off last week, that's really cool.
It's really cool looking.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Getting some. What's the French comic that?
Metal Hurlong.
Is that what it is? That what I'm thinking of? Is it what
It's heavy metal.
based on?
Called Metal Hurlong. Yeah.
And Valerian was based on it too, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know the one you're talking about.
It reminds me of that artist's style. I can't remember his name though. That's cool. Does he have any? Oh, Erwin. Okay, so you didn't give me any information to go off of on that one, but that's also very cool, man. I'm trying to figure out. I guess if that's a punk Bart Simpson or not. I'm sorry if I'm way off base on that, but I'm kind of feeling like it might be. I know he's done some reimaginings of Simpsons characters before. So, oh, here we go. So Comics Limited sharing some of his. This must be some what you were talking about.
And coloring some of my stuff. Starting to.
Yeah, that's cool. And then there's that too. Okay. Right
That's
on.
the inks after he was light taping it. Yep.
Nice. Oh, this is from Roscoe. I don't know if he's still in the chat, but absolutely awesome from Roscoe there. Love that. Underdog. That's cool. Oh, Steve. Hey, I could kiss my armor-plated ass. There you go. Steve Driscoll, what's up, man?
Nice.
Thanks for sharing that. And this is Bigby.
It was my short, quick sketch for their show because I was way late getting in there. So it's they had actual Dracula, Roscoe, and Phil, and so I made them all into one thing.
Nice. Nice. I love it. Oh, and then it looks like you threw in some updates there. Oh, nice. You're making good progress on that.
Yeah, I was doing some more tweaks on that on Sunday, and then some tweaks on the Space Girl also. So
there's the Space Girl. There you go. Yeah, you made hella strides. Nice. Speaking of bad influences rubbing off on each other.
That's right. That's right. That kept being mentioned on Sunday. Like, well, I see a theme in a lot of your art lately.
That's funny. So folks, this is the community art submissions channel on that Discord server I was talking about. We've got a channel where everybody can pop in and say hello here. Heroes for Heroes updates. This is that nerd news section where you can see all the news articles that we talked about, and maybe some of those we didn't get time to. No dumb questions, where people can go in and ask questions about all kinds of stuff. When nobody will judge you for anything. You can post your pickups, all those kinds of fun things. So
a little bit of something for everybody in there.
Yeah. Comic speculation, Comic-Con info, pop culture, movies, TV, all that kind of stuff. We got places for it. Yes, it was. So that was that in Heroes for Heroes, I think. I was posting because I drew her, and I actually posted this on Instagram after I was done drawing it, and she ended up liking the post, which was kind of cool. So that was fun.
Nice.
But I showed the picture to kind of show what I was basing it off of there and the reference. So
very nice.
Yeah,
that's awesome that she, responded.
Yeah, that was pretty neat. I was like, do I tag her in it or no? And I was like, well, I'm promoting her if nothing else by doing that. So why not?
Nothing wrong with promoting her.
Yeah. So we'll have a show coming back next week. It'll be another regular news show, kind of like this one. Hopefully everybody enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comments, constructive criticisms, good jokes or whatever you want to let us know in the comments down below. If you're watching on the rewind, we'd appreciate that. If you want to suggest any topics or anything like that, any news stories, you can do it on the Discord server. You can do it through any other means you can reach and get in touch with us. We'd love to hear from you. And then
hit us up for the claim set too.
Exactly. Yeah. I was just going to say, if you have any suggestions for that will be in 2 weeks time from today's show. We're going to probably try to do some promo posts for that between now and then, more than we did for the last one. Hopefully streamline things for everybody a little bit. But be aware that will be a claim sale. And the first one was really, really great. You know, everybody got their stuff, I think, by now, except for those that are international customers.
It shipped out and it's on its way. Should be there
Okay.
soon. Yeah.
So maybe even there you go. But yeah, we'd love to hear from you and love to see you around for the next few shows, at least, if not more. Tell your friends. And as I did mention, we are streaming on the EXP, Bigby McFly's channel, my channel. If you need links to following those channels because you're watching on a different one, they're in the description below. We'd love to see you down there and following the other channels and seeing all their awesome content. You know, do you have anything going on or anything you need to plug besides your Sunday art shows?
Sunday art show up. We've got a lot of talented guys. I think we've got a group of like usually 6 or 7. We have some pro guys in there, some guys that work for Marvel and DC. We also got, you know, a bunch of guys that are on the cusp.
Yep.
And some up and comers. So people promoting a lot of new projects they're working on, and you know, they're available for commission work and whatnot too. So check it out.
There you go. Definitely check it out. It's great stuff. I try to catch it whenever I can, which unfortunately is not very often. Sundays and Mondays are generally pretty busy for me. But I try to get in there when I can. I've lurked a few times too. But
hey, John, it's good to see you here, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for anybody that showed up. You know, even if you can't stop in for the entire show, we still appreciate it. If you're watching on the rewind, we appreciate it. Hey, by the way, Stacy, sorry I didn't get to some of your questions earlier in the show. I will try when I can. Just want to make sure we got all the stuff covered tonight. So thanks for your patience on that, and hope you enjoyed the discussion.
You can ask some of those questions in the Note questions, though.
That's right.
On the Discord server, and I'm sure you'll get some answers.
100%. And Shigeyuki, thank you so much for your awesome bronze place comment earlier and watching the show. Shin, thank you so much for being here. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you next week, and have a great week.